physical effects and werewolf films, they kind of go hand in hand. It's very similar in a way to the James Bond franchise, where they're very proud of using physical stunts and no CGI. I know they've done it a few times, but
more Pierce Brosnan
proud of it. And it's kind of the same with werewolf films. Like CGI wolves are very frowned upon. It's always a physical effects driven subgenre, and
should be.
Why do you think that is? Because a lot of other horror films have kind of gone full CGI and embraced.
Yeah, I think as well. It's because of it's a monster that's covered in hair as well. You just need to. You want to see that. You just want to see. Like, you just don't want to see just like, and as well, I mean, a lot of them are big and you can just see through it right away. It just looks so fake. I think there's just one of those things they've just not been able to master. When it comes to werewolves anyway, it's like the people who did the Planet of the Apes film, if they decided to do a werewolf film and use those type of effects.
Oh, what a trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah, which again, it's it was monkeys that were covered in hair as well, and I didn't have a lot of problems with how that looks. That looked
amazing,
seamless to me. But yeah, I think and a lot of films that are trying to do that these days, but excluding the Wolfman, are usually quite low budget as well. So it's usually a time thing sometimes with these films. I just think that it's. With werewolves, it just should be physical. I think it should be with all monsters, really, to be honest, and minimal CGI. It shouldn't be a crutch. I know I'm sounding like a bit of a,
No, it's true. I mean, because because I watched a very terrible werewolf film not long ago called Wolves. It came out in 2014. It's got Jason Momoa in and the blonde lad from X-Men First Class. I can't even remember his name. He looks like Alfinger Haaland.
You sent me the link to it, didn't you? The link of the IMDb. Yeah. I looked at the synopsis and that it looked pretty dreadful.
And there was a lot of CGI in that. To its credit, it's done a lot of physical effects when they were just standing around.
Yeah.
But again, they look like the Wolfman with all like the human face, little dog nose.
Did they just extend Jason Momoa's beard just a little bit higher? Is that what it was?
Jason Momoa looked ridiculous, man. You could tell he was wearing, he walked around in a vest because it's Jason Momoa. You got a body like that, you just wear a vest, don't you?
Yeah.
his werewolf thing, you could see where it was kind of velcroed in the middle, trying to pass his pecs and abs, and you're like, no, this is truly awful. It was kind of like you were trying to make Werewolf reimagine the Werewolf film in a Twilight, in a more adult version of Twilight kind of way. So
right.
Sex in it, you're like, oh yeah, teenagers have sex in this film, but gritty. And there's a really funny bit. It's hilarious. The main lad in it, Alfinger Haaland from X-Men, he's having trouble changing into a werewolf, and he can only change when he's sexually aroused.
Oh my God.
So he has this fight with Jason Momoa, come back, he's all injured in bed, and they're going, you need to change, Barbie, or whatever the hell his name is. You need to change to heel. You need to fight Jason Momoa again. Like, I can't change. It hurts too much. And his girlfriend at the time asks his auntie and uncle to leave the room so she can wank him off so he can change into a wolf.
Wow.
And he does. I was like...
Yeah, I don't think that ever happened in Twilight.
It was a terrible film, but yeah, they a lot of CGI they used, and it seemed like it had a bigger budget than most crappy films that I've seen, but still the CGI, and like you said with the fair, I just don't think it's.
Yeah, and like transformations as well. Like you want like that, like the Howling and like American Werewolf, like the bones moving, and you want to be able to see it. You don't want it just happening really quickly, and and I feel like even with, you know, a good story and good characters. If it's solely like a werewolf movie and it's just got really bad CGI, that's what you're waiting for.
I think with CGI, one, no one's done it right, and two, no one's sold it well enough. I mean, like you said with American Werewolf and Howling, you could hear the crunch, the crack, and it was painful to watch. And that when you're watching, you're like, oh god, this is horror within itself. This is like the body horror. And with the new ones where they just go, oh, grr. And
you're like, they just turn into and they're just like that, and that's it. There's no, it wouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? Your form is completely changing. So yeah, I feel like that's. I'm not to say someone one day will come in and try and do something different with it. As I say, it's not something that you have to. You know, it's not a monster with like the myth that you have to really stick to it. You can break the rules and do your own thing with it, like the Howling did, like what American Werewolf did. I know you keep comparing to those films, but that's obviously that's the gold standard. But even both of those films, they reference the Wolfman, the original Wolfman, so they're aware of the past. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one. Like,